The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
Good morning, Rutherford County. It's time to get up and at 'em. It's the Wake Up Crew on News Radio WGNS.
And good morning, everyone. It's a Wednesday and Hump Day. That's right, May 21st of 2025, episode 1662. That's 1662. The TSSAA Spring Fling is all week. We're already in the midst of that. Memorial Day is 5 days. That's this coming Monday. Last full day of school is in 8 days. That will be May 28th. And then you'll skip a day with a teacher work day. And then May 30th is a half day. So that'll be the official day. We still get out before June. So everybody will be ready for summer vacation coming up.
Yeah, and then the 1st of August. I bet it was the worst, though. It just, even if it was like July 31st was the first day of school, it's like, really, July?
Yeah, right. Yeah. We've done that before. I always dreaded it right after the 4th of July. It's like summer's over. Well, it used to be for me. That was the end of summer vacation. You go back to work a couple of weeks before. And so you had to go by and get the school kind of ready for teachers coming in. So that was a biggie. But anyway, we can enjoy the month of June, though, Brian. When are you taking your vacation?
Is it going to be joyful?
You don't take much vacation. When are you going to take it?
I don't know. I've got 3 weeks.
Is it a staycation or?
You know, the past couple of years it has been.
But you'll take one for Christmas, don't you?
Usually, right after Christmas,
There for a while you were taking like Mondays off, you know? You do a Monday show and then you know.
Yeah, that's when Scott and I had this alternating thing going for a little bit too. But let's see. August the 1st. No, that's not right. Wednesday the 6th is orientation day for schools. That's a Wednesday, August 6th.
I think I used to go in about the 15th of July every year.
Did you?
That doesn't include the times I'd go out there in June. You know, I tried to go once or twice a week in June too.
The first full day is on Friday, August the 8th, and then you go to school on that Monday. It's a full week. So that's a little different.
Yeah, it is a little different. You know.
That's a little later than...
I don't think any kid... I think kids really do get excited about the first week of school.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Next year is going to be the same thing, by the way. Memorial Day is going to be on the 25th on a Monday. And then you come back on Tuesday, Wednesday, teacher work day, Thursday, Friday. The 29th will be the last day of school. So it'll be the same next year.
Seniors are already gone.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been gone. I never have understood that. Elementary teachers used to get real angry about that.
Oh, I can imagine.
You know.
Well, I know that some schools, when there's only one school in the county, they do stay and it's like the last week of school. But I guess we have so many schools and you have to work around what facility. I mean, it's always at MTSU in the Murphy Center. And you have so many schools, you probably have to do that because you can't run into MTSU graduation.
Yeah, and there's no sense in coming back after you've graduated. I mean,
why would you?
Yeah, I mean, it's over. You got your diploma.
So they were mad because the other teachers, they were like, if you were a teacher of senior classes.
Well, it's you and me for random questions today, buddy.
Oh, really?
That means it's you answering the questions.
Can we not find a hermit or frog?
Well, we've already found that in you. So
I guess that's me.
That's good. We'll also be doing a game today. That's during the 7 o'clock hour. Of course, we have our usual stuff coming up as well. I did want to make an announcement quickly.
Oh, really?
Well,
I love these.
Not an announcement.
Oh.
Yeah, I am going to make an announcement. ESPN will have a direct-to-consumer streaming service to debut in September. $29.99 a month.
Interesting. I guess you get all of ESPN.
Everything they've got. Yeah.
See, I'm wondering if eventually the Hulus of the world are going to just be, you just kind of have It's like a la carte. You pick what you want to watch.
That's exactly what it'll be. Yeah, it'll be. I think Major League Baseball will have one eventually. They ought to.
Well, I mean, if you're ESPN, you have a streaming service. You could offer that. I mean, it's unlimited channels for streaming.
Right. I don't know how they'll do that, but and HBO is going from Max now back to HBO Max.
I heard that.
Yeah, so there's a couple of announcements there. 6:17.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Some clearness in the region early today. Sunshine for this afternoon. Highs top out near 80 degrees. Winds westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, clouds will be on the increase. Chance for showers developing or building into the area. Lows drop to 58. And then Thursday, slight chance for afternoon showers and storms, and highs warm into the upper 70s. I'm Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 64.
Welcome to the Restore. What are you looking for today?
I'm looking for a new sofa.
We got it here at the Restore.
Find it at the Restore.
If you need trim or molding, come on down here to see us at the Restore.
We got it at the Habitat Restore.
And all of our lighting is 50% off here at the Restore.
We got it. Remember, we got it today, but it may be gone tomorrow.
The Habitat Restore at 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
For nearly 15 years, Branches has been the place to go to find help for mental, behavioral, and emotional needs. Branches is also a place to turn for wellness. Branches weight loss, wellness care, and med management are important components in the overall ministry and message that Branches has to the Good Neighbor community. Go to branchescounselingcenter.com or call 615-904-7170.
Murfreesboro Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
What type of services they would think they would want.
Staff members are caring who understand that each family is unique.
We ask them the questions.
Keith Stapleton, manager of the Murfreesboro Funeral Home, off of South Church Street.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Hi, this is Wade Hayes of Toots Restaurants, and our family would like to thank this community for supporting Toots for 40 years.
Head over to Toots.com for our daily specials, our menu, and all of our locations. Check out our Kids Club for some extra deals. Thank you to our patrons and customers.
Thank you for dining with us since 1985.
Thank you, Rutherford County.
Thank you for dining with us for 40 years.
Toots.
Good food and fun.
No middlemen, no mystery, just fresh picked produce. Straight from the Tennessee dirt to your dinner table. Rutherford County Farmers Market, where our family feeds your family.
Rutherford County Farmers Market. There's something fresh every week. Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 to 1 on John R. Rice Boulevard.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The late ball game went to the Dodgers with 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th to beat Arizona 4-3. San Francisco edged Kansas City 3-2. Toronto shut out the Padres 3-0. The Angels won their 5th game in a row, 7-5 over the A's, who've lost 7 straight. Philadelphia won its 5th straight game, 7-4 at Colorado. Kyle Schwarber hit his 17th home run. At Yankee Stadium, Aaron Judge with his 16th. New York beat Texas 5-2. Boston shut out the Mets 2-0. In the NBA's Western Conference Finals opener at Oklahoma City, the Thunder dominated the second half and beat Minnesota 114-88. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 31 points and 9 assists. In the WNBA, Atlanta won 91-90 at Indiana. To the NHL playoffs, Game 1 of the East Final to Florida 5-2 at Carolina, and Kurt Busch was voted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
6:21 here on the Wake Up Crew. It's time to get out of bed. Yeah, let's blow the horn on them. Oh, I don't know. Let's do this. It's going to be in later on this hour, the CBS Entertainment Report with Matt Wolf. I like the way you're cupping your hands now on that. That I think that helps.
I learned that from Speedy on Rick Burgess.
Really?
Yeah, he does the dog call
at
graduations.
How does that go?
Let's see.
I don't know if that's good or bad because I've never heard that.
I practiced with my dogs, the wolf, the other day, and Ladybug just turned her head like,
I need to record Chipper when he's barking at people and going through the driveway. No, it's worse than that now. It's vicious now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that was puppy bark. We are powered today by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE partners with schools and families to support learning and inspire young minds, proudly serving our community since 1936. And you can tune into your favorite WGNS shows live and on demand, and even watch them on Big GTV by using WGNSradio.com/listen. Exclamation point. No, that's not part of it. I'm supposed to read it with emphasis. Emphasis.
I need coffee.
Yeah, you do. You need something for sure. We are ready for our Good Neighbor, and this is a big time Good Neighbor here, buddy.
Big time
Good Neighbor.
Ooh, it is.
Dr. Trey Duke, Director of Murfreesboro City Schools, is today's Good Neighbor of the Day for being named the Mid-Cumberland Superintendent of the Year.
Well, how about that?
That is big-time news. He does a fantastic job with the system, and Dr. Trey Duke will receive flowers from Jenny Harrison and the family over at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and News Radio WGNS.
Today's Good Neighbor of the Day. Congrats, Dr. Duke, on your many accomplishments. And you can send in a Good Neighbor. Text the word neighbor to 615-893-1450 or head to WGNSradio.com/Good Neighbor. Those are the two easy ways that you can get good neighbors to us, and we rely on you to help make this happen each and every day, and thanks to Ryan Flowers. Don't forget birthdays and anniversaries. We're taking those too. 615-893-1450. Well, today is National Strawberries and Cream Day.
After you pick your strawberries.
Yeah, I did that earlier this week. It's National Waiters and Waitresses Day as well.
All right. Our song of the day, it's Glenn Campbell Week, and this is what's probably his second biggest hit, Gentle on My Mind.
That keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory. It keeps you ever gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns now that bind me.
That was a John Hartford hit, sort of a semi-hit, and it blew the roof off with Glenn Campbell's version of Gentle on My Mind. 624, you're listening to the Wake Up Crew.
The residents at Stones River Manor love the environment.
I just really like it. Of course, I'm in an apartment and I can come and go and do kind of what I want to.
Stones River Manor, serving the community since 1977.
My husband felt much better when he passed away that I was taken care of here. We got married in 58 and in 60 he went in Air Force.
Stones River Manor in Murfreesboro, near the intersection of Haynes Drive and Memorial Boulevard.
At Heritage South Community Credit Union, you won't find crazy promotions with pages of requirements. You won't find endless phone trees with computer voices. You won't find an out-of-state bank focused on turning a profit. Instead, we help when others won't. We've been doing that for our community since we started in a pencil factory in Shelbyville almost 70 years ago. If you're tired of big banks, it's time to try your local community credit union. Visit heritagesouth.org to learn more. Insured by NCUA.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Will Dudley. A Morgan County Sheriff's deputy has been indicted on multiple charges after he shot and killed a man while responding to a burglary earlier this month. The TBI says they've obtained indictments charging Deputy Charles Faircloth with criminally negligent homicide and official misconduct in the shooting death of 28-year-old John Cox on May 2nd. Officials say the suspect reportedly picked up a rock and charged at the officer as he was arriving on the scene to investigate. Faircloth then shot the suspect 4 times, killing him. Cleanup begins after severe storms destroy roofs, bring down trees and power lines, and leave behind some incredible hail. In Jackson, state troopers captured the moment a rotating storm ripped the roof off a warehouse facility. In Hickman County, a driver collided with a falling tree on Highway 48. Across Middle Tennessee, numerous counties reported debris in roadways and fallen trees. Power crews were busy repairing lines all through the night. No serious injuries have been reported.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The Tennessee Valley Authority announced Tuesday that it has submitted a construction permit application to the United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission for a small modular reactor, making it the first utility in the United States to do so. This reactor would be at the Clinch River nuclear site near Oak Ridge. If approved, preliminary site preparation could start as soon as 2026, says the TVA. Will Dudley, Access Tennessee News.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
And welcome back to the Wake Up Crew, 27 after the hour. Good neighbor events coming up after Rewind today. Another check of the forecast and our first look at traffic coming up in a few minutes at 6:34. And don't forget about that CBS Entertainment Report with Matt Wolf. That's right before CBS News. Oh, wow.
You had your radio voice on.
I kind of did, didn't I?
Yeah. You ever get asked to do that?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Do you do it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm embarrassed when I get asked.
Oh, I can do it. I did my radio voice when I taught school. What are you talking about? I've had that radio voice since 1970, but that was all those years of practice in the bedroom playing music.
Yeah.
2 turntables, a cassette player. All of us. Had commercials and everything.
Your sister talks about that every now and then when she comes up.
Yeah, I never would let her in the room. She'd knock on the door and I wouldn't let her in.
Really?
I even had a sign up that says recording.
Wow.
Yeah. It's big time at my house.
Was she never on the air with you?
No, gosh, no.
You never had any family guest on the air?
No. I had Paul Randall at the top of the hour with the news. Of course, the news might have been 20 years old, but it was still the news. I never updated it. It
was the same news?
Same news, yeah.
Well, you had it down pat by the end, didn't you?
Well, there were no listeners, so I didn't have to worry.
Well, you never know. Your sister listened outside the room.
I had a pretty good show from 6 to 8 at night.
Every night?
Unless there was Braves baseball.
Did you work weekends?
I had a guy, Chuck Levi. He was my made-up name that would come in and sub for me if I had something to do that night. Then I got so busy I just had to quit. I just had to quit doing it. I thought about reviving it in my room now, in my little studio apartment.
You could do a podcast and do it for real.
Oh yeah, that's talking. I like music.
Well, you can play music.
But you can play a record, sweep the floor, then come back and hey, I'm back. So anyway, but people do get funny because I talk to people nothing like I do a radio voice.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Yeah. We've got some bad news.
Bad news?
Well, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler is going to reprise his role as Happy Gilmore. Julie Bowen is back in it. That's a good one. They're almost a lot of them are coming back that were in the original. But the alligator that Happy Gilmore fought with, he got the ball. When he hit the ball, it went to the alligator's mouth on the golf course. And he fought with the alligator, if you can remember that scene, and the ball was in the alligator's mouth. He passed away.
Oh.
He was 80 years old when he died.
Do you think that scene had anything to do with it?
No.
I'm just kidding.
He lived another 20.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can we get somebody in here that can have a conversation, please?
Please. There's an echo down the hallway.
Well, that's better than what I'm hearing from you. But anyway, 80 years old. Can you imagine that? The alligator's gone.
That is crazy.
I guess maybe they'll get his son or something.
Things live that long.
Yeah, 80 years old.
Dalton's grandparents-in-law lost their bird recently, and I think it was like 40 years old or something.
Oh, wow. That's amazing for a bird.
I mean, those birds live a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lifelong commitment, just about it.
Yeah, that's true. Are you ready to go down history, memory lane?
Memory lane?
Yeah.
I like that lane.
Turn to Turner Security.
Going back in time. That's more of our radio talk.
Spinning the hits.
Spinning the hits. 1819, the first bicycles in U.S. were introduced in New York City.
They were called Swift Walkers.
Yes, they were. Thank you for reading that.
Smart.
1881, the American Red Cross is founded by Clara Barton.
That would explain why today is American Red Cross Founders Day.
Oh, wow. You've already blown that.
Well, it was there. I always pick the food ones, you know.
Oh, yeah. 1966, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen re-entered the charts and hits number 97.
And that's the Kingsmen with Louie Louie.
And they wouldn't play that. They didn't play that song. It was outlawed by radio stations at one time. They thought it was too dirty.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Now listen.
Yeah, 1969, Robert Kennedy's murderer, Sirhan Sirhan, sentenced to death, later commuted to life imprisonment. I think he passed away, in prison. I'm not sure. 1977, the Electric Light Orchestra releases Telephone Line.
You'd pick up that telephone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey.
Lead singer was Jeff Beck. 1983, David Bowie's Let's Dance single goes number 1. Brandon Brooks is standing by with Rewind, and we'll be back with more of the Wake Up Crew at 6:33.
This is CBS Rewind. May 21st, 1955.
Maybelline.
Chuck Berry recorded what became his first hit single.
Maybelline.
This dated 1959. The Broadway opening of the original production of Gypsy.
Starting here.
And May 21st, 1990.
Honey, wake up.
The final episode of Newhart.
You won't believe the dream I just had.
Bob wakes up to find it was all a dream, and his wife is Suzanne Plachette.
That settles it.
His TV wife from a previous series.
No more Japanese food before you go to bed.
I'm Brandon Brooks.
And then there were these
And that's
3 wits.
Rewind.
Only one of them talked.
And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Some clearness in the region early today. Sunshine for this afternoon. Highs top out near 80 degrees. Winds westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, clouds will be on the increase. Chance for showers developing or building into the area. Lows drop to 58. And then Thursday, slight chance for afternoon showers and storms, and highs warm into the upper 70s. I'm Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 64.
Good morning in Antioch. We're looking at a minor wreck as you come off that 24 westbound ramp onto Briley Parkway. Again, it's out here in Antioch as it starts to build coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 going westbound all the way past Bell Road. It's trying to pick up even more on I-40 leaving Wilson County through the Mount Juliet area. There's still some storm damage out here in certain parts of Middle Tennessee this morning from all the storms that went through yesterday. Prince's Hot Chicken has that live entertainment tonight at 6 o'clock. Be sure to order online throughout the day at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
I've got pets. AmeriCare Services Incorporated, family owned and operated. For residential and commercial customers, we offer a full range of services. Our services include one-time, monthly, and quarterly pest control, termite control, moisture and fungus control, automatic foundation vents, and more. Licensed, insured, and bonded for your protection. 893-7111. All the best of the best to get rid of your pest. AmeriCare Services Incorporated.
Let's find out what's happening here at home.
with WGNS Good Neighbor events. Don't forget the Flags of Remembrance Healing Field right next to First United Methodist Church this weekend. It's the Memorial Day weekend, and the Flags of Remembrance Healing Field is Saturday through Monday. You need to attend the Healing Field. The World Outreach Church is offering their Summer Day Camp, June the 9th through the 13th. To learn more about the Summer Day Camp at World Outreach Church, give them a call. One of the big local topics deals with the immigration policy and arrest being made by ICE. There's a special town hall meeting in Laverne. It'll be this Wednesday, 6 o'clock in the evening, and that's at the Laverne Community Church. Laverne Police Chief Christopher Mays is leading the discussion. Once again, the town hall meeting on immigration arrest and how it impacts us, 6 o'clock in the evening at the Laverne Community Church. The town hall meeting on ICE and immigration is Wednesday night in Laverne. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
My grandmother and Ms. Adams were best friends. She said, Betty, you need to come to Adams' place. You'd love it.
We're talking with Betty Kirksey.
They go above and beyond of what their job is. I wish Miss Adams was still living so I could tell her, you were right, it is where I should be, and it's very nice.
I'm Terry Deal. Call me for more information about Adams Place, located at 1927 Memorial Boulevard, across from Walmart.
You know, everyone has a more. First, it's a pony, then to be on the cheer squad. Your more grows up just like you do, but your more can still carry you away or make you cheer. At First Bank, banking local gets you more. More of our time, more access to local bankers, more flexibility, and more product choices. Because getting more empowered and confident helps you pursue your more that never grows old. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Here's Dr. Craig McCabe at McCabe Vision Center.
We now have good treatments for vision with cataract surgery, so now you can see well near, intermediate, and far distances without glasses.
Dr. Craig McCabe.
What we can do not only to make you see younger, but help you to look younger and get rid of sun damage and other problems to our skin.
McCabe Vision Center on Heritage Park Drive, just off Memorial, behind SunTrust Bank.
Need blueprints fast? Franklin's Printworks delivers high-quality prints with a speedy turnaround.
It is the quick turnaround, and it's the fact that we can provide them locally. There are places you can get them on the internet, and then they would have to be shipped to you, and you got to pay shipping and wait it several days. With us, you can have them in your hands the same day that you order them.
Jeff Carlton at Franklin's Printworks.
They require somebody that knows what they're doing and has the capabilities to produce them.
Speed and reliability in every print. That's Franklin's Printworks.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
This is the Wake Up Crew with John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
It's time for the dad joke of the day. Oh, nice guy.
Man, you're really drinking that water today.
Thirsty.
I mean, you were like
thirsty,
like a little baby sucking on a bottle.
You're just jealous.
Well, you do. I've got one of those. I
love it.
I know, but I don't care for it. You got a dad joke today?
I do. I
5
really
and a 4. This is Wednesdays.
Oh, you kind of ended.
Well, I'm just ready for it.
Okay, here we go. You know, I never thought that I'd be the kind of person who'd wake up early in the morning and exercise.
Really?
And I was right.
Wow. You're just running through it 4 for that one, too.
All right. This is from my backup pile.
You got a really good time. You got a really good time now with Dalton not here to really add to your scores. Because I'm much more lenient. You know I am.
Well, he's a little more harsh.
Although I can be harsh at times. But I think I'm harder when he's here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I guess so. 641, you're listening to the Wake Up Crew.
CBS News Brief. House lawmakers are still debating the president's budget bill. They began over 6 hours ago. Democratic Congressman Jim McGovern.
What planet does this make sense?
that you rob from the people with the least and give to the people with the most. That is the heart and soul of this legislation.
The bill has to make it through the House Rules Committee before a vote can take place. A maintenance worker helped 10 inmates break out of a New Orleans jail. 5 of them are still on the run. Correspondent Katie Weiss.
The sheriff here in New Orleans admits this is on her, saying that her staff missed the warning signs.
President Trump announced a new defense project capable of intercepting missiles.
This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years.
CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
On Saturday, September 20th, the Rutherford County Area Habitat for Humanity will host its 17th annual Hammer Down for Habitat Poker Run, a 100-mile motorcycle and car ride through scenic Tennessee countryside. Funds raised benefit Habitat for Humanity locally, providing programs for future homeowners who've never owned a home.
These are people who are working and they earn 40 to 80% of the area median income. They would not qualify for a typical home mortgage. Right now they're renting. They are spending more than 50% of their monthly income on housing alone. But they go through a year-long program getting financial literacy, and then they actually are buying their home with an affordable mortgage, and that mortgage will not be more than 30% of their monthly income.
Melissa Cross with Habitat for Humanity. Now, this year's Poker Run culminates at Hop Springs Brewery in Murfreesboro, where participants will enjoy poker prizes, lunch, and access to the Roots Rendezvous Music Festival. This year's music festival, a special partnership with Roots Rendezvous and Uncle Dave Macon Days, both taking place at Hop Springs September 19th through the 21st. Gloria Christie of Roots Rendezvous.
A lot of people don't realize that Uncle Dave's sister was a classically trained musician. He mimicked a lot of her classic piano pieces and began to translate that into banjo style.
My dog treat I went to see.
Festival attendees can look forward to performances by the Cleverleys, among others, as well as a community service fair highlighting local nonprofits.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
When you turn to Turner Security, powered by TechCore, you can leave your security issues at the door.
Security, access control, cameras, and much more for your business and home. No long-term contract. We keep your business because we did a great job, not because you signed a 5-year agreement. One call does it all for your security and technology needs. Online at turnersecurity.us. That's turnersecurity.us.
Turn to Turner Security.
At the Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street, we believe in more than just great deals. Every purchase you make helps Greenhouse Ministry serve over 70 families a day, offering hope and changing lives in our community. From name brand clothing to household items or even large appliances, you'll find everything you need at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, 100% of the proceeds go back to the ministry. Visit the Garden Patch Thrift Shop today across from the tall NHC building in downtown Murfreesboro, where shopping changes lives.
Do you love to read?
Love to read.
Tell us about the library at Adams Place.
We have an amazing library. It's like a library at a big estate. You know, there are just so many books. You just come, pick out one you want, take it home, read it, take it back. It's just great.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111.
Adams Place on Memorial across from Walmart.
Play an old guitar from 9:30 Trying to make a living while everybody else is having fun.
Don't just go to any barber. Go to the singing barber, Charlie Pitts. Get a great haircut and entertainment too. That's Charlie Pitts, 2528 Las Casas Pike. Phone 615-785-0966. That's Charlie Pitts.
Mercy.
First Shot, growing in Christ with life and athletic skills.
So we teach God's Word at everything we do to implant it in them so that they understand that the only way to get through the world is with God on their side.
First Shot founder and executive director Andy Herzer.
Our focus is on our inner city here at Patterson Park.
From academics to athletics, First Shot's focus is toward building a stronger, more courageous spirit to face opportunities and obstacles that our youth confront every day. To find out more about First Shot, go to firstshottn.org.
Man on the Street Newsmakers, brought to you by Old National Bank in Murfreesboro.
Friends? Yes. The financial partners whom you've built a relationship with at Old National Bank are still at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard location, right here in the borough. And so are the warm, homemade cookies.
Cookies are ready, dear.
Like Grandma used to make. If you need online and mobile banking, Murfreesboro's Old National Bank does that too. You and Old National Bank, better together.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
How important is it to stay active?
You hear people use the term use it or lose it, but definitely the patients that I see that try to remain active in some way.
Dr. Russell McKissick from TOA.
Doing something to get your heart rate up, doing something to keep your muscles moving can definitely slow what time does to your body. And I've seen people that even though had bad knees or hips on x-ray, still were able to continue to stay functional because they kept at it. We do know that a joint that's in motion is a healthier joint, so even if you got a bad looking x-ray or you've got some wear in certain areas, sometimes staying active kind of keeps that joint a little healthier. Do the best you can to find something. Every body's body is different, so the more you use your muscles, the more you can slow the decline of weakness, the more you can keep your body stronger longer, keep your bones stronger, all those things that we're looking to avoid sort of wear and tear issues that we have down the road, trying to slow that as much as possible. Just in general, our bodies don't burn our calories as quickly as we get older, and so it becomes more difficult to manage your weight as well. The healthier a joint is, the stronger your muscles, sort of the more you use a joint, the ligaments and tendons are more compliant. Like I said earlier, a joint in motion is a healthier joint, and so keeping those active does seem to decrease our risks.
Information you need on WGNS, focusing on the importance of staying active.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
648, you're listening to the Wake Up Crew, and we are glad that you're with us here this morning. If you want to get a hold of us, just go to WGNSradio.com.
Yeah,
I mean, not us, literally. Not us, literally, but if you want to get our podcast and all those kind of things, I mean, it's there. You got great news on the website.
Yeah.
A lot of local news. Makes people happy when they get local news. International news, Kim Kardashian is gone. She has been on trial. Not her, but the people that stole all of her jewelry. She's had $1 million worth of jewelry stolen.
How?
Well, she said she thinks they broke into her house, I think.
Oh.
But she thinks it's because she was on Facebook and TikTok and showing stuff and where she lived and that kind of thing. That's not good.
Yeah.
She's gotten off of social media, I think.
I always had a thing of, you've got kids, especially kids, my children, when we would go on vacation, I always had this rule that whatever pictures you take, don't post them until we get back. I never posted anything when we were gone. When we get back, had a great vacation, throw the pictures up there. But I always had a weird thing about, you're 12 hours from home. How do you know what's going on? So,
well, all the football players, their houses have been broken into while they've been on the road playing football. Joe Burrow they broke into his home. They've had to add security. I think there's 2 or 3 other players that had their homes broken into. They know that they're gone.
Well, how do you know that family members are not there or something?
Well, I think he's single, so.
Oh, well, yeah. They probably surveil the house too.
It's a mean world out there, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Do you have a Ring doorbell?
I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you actually see who rings the doorbell?
Yeah, but I've had to get on to a couple of the girls. They've been leaving the garage door open.
Uh-oh.
And I won't say any more, but they shouldn't be doing that. So I had to tell them, hey, I think they're leaving the garage door open. I won't tell you why, but
so Papa
but
got
there
in
are
trouble.
there are some things in the garage that
sure
you could take.
It happens every morning. I always second guess myself whether I locked the front door, when I know that I did because I locked it the night before. But I always go back in. I mean, I can't tell you the number of times that I've walked back to make sure the door's locked.
You should never worry.
Or I turn around.
You should never worry.
Why is that?
You got that vicious Rosie. You should never worry about it.
Well, you get the three of them barking.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't step 10 yards of your house.
And what's funny is they stand on the back of the couch and bark, and they can see out the window.
Yeah.
So anybody who looks in the window is going to see the three of them just going bananas.
Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Here's some birthdays for you this morning.
For anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today, happy birthday to you.
Man, we got a ton of birthdays.
I noticed.
1904, Fats Waller, American jazz singer and composer. Hey, misbehaving.
Sing it again, Sam.
1904, Robert Montgomery, American actor and director, born in Fishkill Landing. He was Elizabeth Montgomery of Bewitched, her father. So that's why we play Bewitched. Glad I put that in there.
Didn't really have anything else for him to.
No.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good actor. 1916, Harold Robbins, American author. He wrote The Carpetbaggers. 1917, Raymond Burr, Canadian-American actor. He was in Ironside, Godzilla, and, of course, Perry Mason. That show was on 9 years, and then he made about 20 movies, Perry Mason movies. 1935, Johnny Majors, American College Football Hall of Fame halfback. All-American of 1956 at the University of Tennessee. He was coach for Pittsburgh and Tennessee. And what did you think about Phil Fulmer, John? I never think Phil could coach. I don't know. Okay, anyway.
He got me fired.
Got it. 1923, Ara Parseghian, American football player and coach of Notre Dame, preferably. 1941, Ronald Isley, a singer with the Isley Brothers. Made famous by the Beatles later on. 1948, Leo Sayer, British singer, born in Shoreham by Sea, Sussex, England. Dancing, dance the night away. 1974, John, was Boogie Woogie. That's Leo Sayer, my man. In 1952, Mr. T, American actor, played in Rocky III and the A-Team.
Maybe you can hire the A-Team.
I pity the fool.
Good, that was good.
Thanks.
And in 1972, the Notorious Big, B.I.G., American rapper, born in Brooklyn, New York. And those are your celebrity birthdays. Here are the local birthdays today. John Mitchell, Jane Jones, Joan Barrett, Kim Beaker, and Sam Ringgold. Happy birthday.
Well, those are the names that we have so far, and if you've called or texted, we'll add those to the list. We'll announce that about 8 o'clock. Got until 7:30 to get them in. 615-893-1450, Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club.
It's 6:55 here on the Wake Up Crew. Stay tuned now for the weather.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Some clearness in the region early today. Sunshine for this afternoon. Highs top out near 80 degrees. Winds westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, clouds will be on the increase. Chance for showers developing or building into the area. Lows drop to 58. And then Thursday, slight chance for afternoon showers and storms, and highs warm into the upper 70s. I'm Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 64.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE's EV Ready program provides members with $50 in bill credits toward the installation of wiring to support 240-volt charging in their garages. Learn more at driveev.com.
Good morning. Wrapping up this earlier wreck here in Antioch, 24 westbound off-ramp at Briley Parkway. As traffic gets a little bit heavier now, coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 up through Antioch. It's already a little bit crowded over here at 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. It continues to build on I-40 coming through Kingston Springs. All that traffic coming in right now from Dixon County towards Nashville. Princess Hot Chicken live entertainment tonight at 6 o'clock. Be sure to order online throughout the day at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
From brakes and alignments to new tires and wheels, Tire World, locally owned and operated in Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and Laverne.
Tire World, we keep your family rolling.
Online at tireworld.us.
Are you shopping for lights?
We got it!
Doors?
We got it.
Flooring?
We got it.
Furniture?
We got it here at the Habitat Restore. 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
Remember, we got it today, but it may be gone tomorrow.
Find it at the Restore, yeah. We got it at the Habitat Restore. The Habitat Restore at 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
When is the right time to move to Adams Place?
I have enjoyed Adams Place much better than living in my house after my wife passed away. What you're doing is you're getting people that you can interact with and have fun. Consider coming to Adams Place.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111. Adams Place, across from Walmart.
The ridiculously good casting continues for the Hunger Games prequel.
As usual.
Elle Fanning will star as Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping, the part Elizabeth Banks played in the original films. That'll be out in 2026.
What's happening, Norm? It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Just the best. Ted Danson and George Wendt from Cheers. Wendt died Tuesday at his home in Boston. He starred in all 275 episodes as the beloved barfly Norm Peterson. Now, in a statement, Danson said, "It's going to take me a long time to get used to this. I love you, Georgie." For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
6:58 here on the Wake Up Crew. We've got news coming up at the top of the hour. Don't forget that. And we want to tell you that Dr. Trey Duke of Murfreesboro City Schools, he's the director, is today's Good Neighbor of the Day because he was named the Mid-Cumberland Superintendent of the Year. That is congratulations to you, Dr. Trey. He does a fantastic job with the system. Dr. Trey Duke's going to receive flowers from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and News Radio WGNS.
Well, many congratulations there. And if you would like to send in a Good Neighbor of the Day for us, just let us know. Text NEIGHBOR to 615-893-1450 or WGNSradio.com/goodneighbor. Takes you to a web form. It's going to ask you all the questions: name, address, phone number, sentence why you want to nominate that person. And it's all anonymous, so you can hit us up there. Also, don't forget birthdays and anniversaries. You've got about a half an hour to get them in because at 8 o'clock we announce everybody's name and give away banana pudding from Slick Pig.
At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we could help, call me, John Day.
And stay tuned now for the news, the top of the hour with CBS. You're listening to the Wake Up Crew, hour number 2 next.
Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, flagship station for MTSU Sports. Courthouse clock time, 7 o'clock.
Blame game after jailbreak.
There were procedural failures and missed notifications.
Republicans work late on Trump budget.
We're right on track to deliver.
Thinning field for cheaper weight loss drugs.
Pray that other people can have access to this.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup, 5 escaped inmates are still on the loose days after their stunning jailbreak in New Orleans, and pressure is mounting on Sheriff Susan Hudson.
I take full accountability for this failure, and it is my responsibility to make sure it is addressed with urgency and transparency.
At least one of the jail's security cameras wasn't working at the time of the breakout, and guards had skipped some security checks. A prison worker is charged with helping the 10 men escape. 5 have been recaptured. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill.
We still are conducting a very thorough investigation of the staff. My investigation won't just stop with the acute event. We will also look at broader conditions at the facility.
In Washington, lawmakers worked overnight on President Trump's budget plan after he went to Capitol Hill to try to sway GOP holdouts. CBS's Jared Hill.
Just after 1 a.m. in Washington, the House Rules Committee gavelled in to consider the Republicans' massive budget package, clearing the committee the final hurdle before heading to the full House for a vote.
We're here to finish the job.
Why are you trying to ram it through in the dead of night?
The bill would make the president's 2017 tax cuts permanent. It works in his campaign promises of no taxes on tips and overtime. The measure also increases spending on national security while making cuts to Medicaid, food stamps, and clean energy subsidies. House Speaker Mike Johnson is confident his caucus will pass it.
We are right on track to deliver.
The president said the bill also includes initial funding toward the construction of his $175 billion Golden Dome defense project.
The Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space.
The FAA is ordering flight cuts for the next few weeks at Newark Airport to reduce congestion. It comes after weeks of significant cancellations and delays and technology issues. Nearly a dozen tornadoes were reported across 6 states yesterday in the South. CBS's Nicole Valdez is in Alabama.
The National Weather Service says they saw at least one tornado move through parts of the Huntsville area. Trees lying in the middle of the streets, and in some cases, homes with siding ripped off and bricks littering the lawn, all while golf ball-sized hail pelted the area.
The Justice Department is investigating former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. The Democrat is a leading challenger to New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Adams faced criminal charges until the Trump administration dropped them. CBS's Scott McFarland says it comes after sharp criticism from House Republicans.
They allege he lied to lawmakers last year when he testified he had not been involved in drafting and editing a state report in 2020 that vastly underestimated the number of nursing home deaths in New York. A spokesperson for Cuomo says the former governor testified to the best of his recollection and has not been contacted by law enforcement. He went on to call this probe lawfare and election interference.
Former President Biden's office says he only learned about his cancer diagnosis last week and last had a blood test for the disease 11 years ago. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
They're saying that because President Biden didn't get a PSA test while he was president, there was no possible way to know prostate cancer was potentially growing or metastasizing. Many men over the age of 75 don't get that test every single year.
It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Darian. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
A federal judge has ruled that U.S. officials must retain custody and control of migrants apparently removed to South Sudan in the event he orders their removals were unlawful. Court documents indicate that up to a dozen people from several countries may have been sent to Africa. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
What the judge in Massachusetts said is that people cannot be deported without notice and some opportunity to contest. What the plaintiffs are arguing in this case is that simply did not happen.
Beginning tomorrow, hundreds of thousands of people stand to lose their access to cheaper weight loss drugs with a federal crackdown on compounded versions. Here's CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Brittany Fenley is worried she won't be able to stay on medication that's helped her lose 70 pounds since October.
This drug has changed my life.
At 270 pounds, diet and exercise weren't working, so she looked into weight loss drugs such as Wegovy, costing more than $1,000 a month.
It wasn't until I saw an ad on Instagram and it said starting at $2.99 a month, and I was like, wait, I could do that.
She could do it because the surging popularity of the GLP-1 drugs created a shortage, prompting the FDA to take emergency action, allowing compounding pharmacies to essentially make generic versions of the drug for a fraction of the cost. The FDA has ordered compounding pharmacies to largely stop selling their version of the drugs.
For the first time, the federal government has approved a waiver for a state to ban purchases of soda and energy drinks through the food stamp program known as SNAP. The waiver affects Nebraska, which plans to start that next year. In Pittsburgh, a man has been charged with providing alcohol to the 20-year-old man who fell from the outfield stands and onto the field at a Pirates game last month. It's a misdemeanor case, providing alcohol to a minor. The Chicago suburb of Dalton, Illinois, says it might use eminent domain to purchase the childhood home of Pope Leo. The one-story brick house was pulled off the market when the new pope was announced and is being renovated, and it's due to be auctioned next month. Village Mayor Jason House says the idea is to make it a historical site.
While many look at it as a financial opportunity, it's an obligation for us, and if we honor it properly, everybody will get the chance to unite and rejoice in the moment.
At the TV place where everybody knows your name.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Everyone knew his name.
Afternoon, everybody.
George Wendt, who played the beer-loving Norm on Cheers, has died.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
After Cheers, Wendt had his own brief sitcom, scores of TV guest appearances, and roles on Broadway. His family says Wendt died at home in his sleep. He was 76. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
The peace lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions.
Get the latest national news all day from CBS News Radio, right here on News Radio WGNS. I'm Steve Kathan. Now back to Brian, John, and Dalton for more of the Wake Up Crew.
Happy you've joined us this morning. 7:09 now. It's the Wake Up Crew from WGNS. I'm Brian Barrett. John Dinkins, Dalton Barrett along with us here as well this morning. Right now, let's get some more information. It's traffic and weather together, brought to you by Toots.
This is Wade Hayes from Toots Restaurants. One of the things that put us on the map here in Rutherford County was our daily specials. Now you can go to our website, toots.com, and click on the Daily Specials tab to see what those are.
Hey, this is Jack Hayes. Come over to Toots Restaurants and play our cool arcade games. And while you're at it, come check out our menus.
Thank you, Rutherford County.
Thank you for dining with us since 1985.
Thank you for dining with us for 40 years.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Some clearness in the region early today. Sunshine for this afternoon. Highs top out near 80 degrees. Winds westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, clouds will be on the increase, chance for showers developing or building into the area. Lows drop to 58. And then Thursday, slight chance for afternoon showers and storms, and highs warm into the upper 70s. I'm Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 63.
We're excited to announce that Capstar Bank is now officially a division of Old National Bank. Old National Bank in Murfreesboro at 2230 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, ready to serve you.
Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Good morning. Wrapping up a couple of wrecks we had out here earlier as traffic gets a little bit heavy over here on 40 westbound as you come through Hermitage. We did have a crash a few minutes ago near Central Pike, but they all drove off, and that's good because here comes all that traffic in that area there. Hermitage in from Wilson County, especially coming in from Mount Juliet on I-40 going west. It looked like a minor wreck. Moved to the side 65 south at Trinity Lane. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken has that live entertainment. Kicks off tonight at 6 o'clock. Order online throughout the day at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hi, this is Stan with Parks Auction Company, and by now you've probably heard our commercials and know that we are committed to helping you increase your investments. Call 896-4600 to set an appointment with me or one of my team members. That's 896-4600. Parks Auction Company. We handle everything.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
This is the Wake Up Crew on News Radio WGNS.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
All right, friends, welcome into hour number 2 of the Wake Up Crew. May 21st. And it is episode 1662 of the Wake Up Crew on a Hump Day Wednesday. Woo-hoo! That's right. And this is a big hump day because we're coming up on Memorial Day weekend, grilling out, sunburn, pools, all of that stuff. We do have a little school left after Memorial Day, though. Just 8 days left today and 7 more days, and that counts the weekend. That's how many days you've got until the end of, or the last full day of school, because May 30th is that half day. So that's what we got going for you. Of course, it's Spring Fling Week. Really hits the fan today. Lots of stuff going on. Memorial Day just 5 days away. And the CEO of the Dad's Song of the Day is John Dinkins. And he has deemed this Glenn Campbell Week.
Why do you keep saying that?
I just want to make sure you know.
They blame me for the songs?
No.
Oh.
I want to make sure that you know that there's no confusion. Just like last week with Dalton, you said, well, I'm not in charge of that, and then you quit. But, yeah. I mean, you signed a contract.
And there's still that possibility I could quit.
But Glenn Campbell Week, and you said this was maybe the second biggest hit of his career? Gentle on My Mind?
I think it was probably the first one.
His first hit, big hit?
I think.
All right, here it is.
That keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory. It keeps you ever gentle on my mind.
Now, is that him on the guitar there?
I don't know. I imagine. You know, he was a member of the that group, what's the name of it? Gosh. Anyway, that played on all these albums in the 60s. I forgot the name of it. But he played guitar. He played for the Beach Boys, their hits. He played on Good Vibration just as a studio musician.
Let's see, there was the Wrecking Crew.
That's it, right there, Wrecking Crew.
61 to 69.
Yeah, and he was on a lot of big albums. Sang with the Beach Boys for a while when Brian Wilson had to go to the hospital. Rehab.
This brings up an interesting group of people here. There was a discussion on this particular page about him and also Roy Clark about being great guitarist.
Roy Clark was good.
Yeah,
he can make it talk. He was good.
I've always found it pretty fascinating to see people who can play and know what they're playing and sing at the same time. That seems hard to me.
Yeah, you never have asked me that question. Of course, I can play and sing at the same time, but I mean, you never have asked me, so I'm not up to Glenn Campbell's capabilities. You know, there's Glenn Campbell, Eddie Van Halen, and Grayson Rigsby. You know,
I heard that. Yeah.
Levon's in there too, my boy Levon. But anyway, Brett Rigsby's a tremendous bass player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
I thought Grayson played bass.
No,
electric
he
guitar?
can play bass,
Okay.
but he plays electric lead.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of things going on. It's kind of fascinating. Anyway.
But the Wrecking Crew played on almost every record in the 60s.
Yeah, 61 to 69.
Yeah.
7 songs you didn't know Glenn Campbell played on.
Good Vibrations.
Well, we'll see.
Oh.
The Righteous Brothers, You've Lost That Love and Feeling. Part of the Wrecking Crew.
They're all going to be hits.
Merle Haggard's Mama Tried.
I think he's the one that went down, 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 like that. Yeah.
They recorded the song.
I can't believe I just did that on the radio. Down, down, down. Okay.
Merle Haggard said they recorded the song live in one take with Glenn Campbell.
I mean, he knew everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why his show was so successful, the Good Time Hour, because he knew all those guys,
Yeah.
and he'd ask them to come be on the show.
Frank Sinatra's Strangers in the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Campbell once admitted to being so starstruck during the experience that he couldn't help but stare at
Yeah,
Frank
he was
Sinatra.
a little boy out of Arkansas or somewhere.
Yeah. Elvis Presley's What I Say.
Baby, what I'd say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Monkees' Mary Mary.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
That was part of the Wrecking Crew. Roger Miller's Dang Me.
Mm-hmm.
He and Campbell were pretty good friends. In fact, Campbell served as the best man at one of Miller's weddings. The Beach Boys' Caroline No.
Okay.
And I think that's the top 7. This was 7 hits that you wouldn't realize that he played on. I'm sure he played on many more.
Waylon Jennings had in an interview said that when Glenn Campbell had his TV show, that he would ask people that weren't really big major stars. He was one of them. Waylon Jennings was one of them at the time. And he would have them on the show. He'd have Roy Orbison, and he'd have them on the show and kind of brought them back to stardom again. So that's because he knew all of them. And I think he was a good guy. He got messed up a little bit there for a while with some drugs and stuff.
Did he?
Tanya Tucker, and but then he turned his life around at the end.
Here, we'll just continue on this route here for the next minute. This is, according to this article, the top 10 Glenn Campbell songs. True Grit.
Someday, little girl.
Galveston, number 9.
Galveston.
Wichita Lineman, number 8.
I'm lineman for the county. I disagree with that. I will say this. It is the longest selling record that he's ever had.
Number 7, Try a Little Kindness.
You got to try a little kindness.
Number 6, By the Time I Get to Phoenix.
By the time I get to Phoenix.
Number 5, Country Cowboy.
Never heard of that one.
You Got Your Feet in L.A.
Oh, yeah, that's it. What's the name of it?
Country Cowboy, and then in parentheses, it's You Got Your Feet in L.A. Rhinestone Cowboy, number 4. I'm Gonna Miss You, number 3.
That was his last one.
2014.
Sad.
Yeah. Southern Nights in 1977.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 1, according to this article, Gentle on My Mind, 1967.
I disagree with that, but Southern Nights should not be that high.
Yeah.
But they're going by sales, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. And sports news right now for you.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The late ball game went to the Dodgers with 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th to beat Arizona 4-3. San Francisco edged Kansas City 3-2. Toronto shut out the Padres 3-0. The Angels won their 5th game in a row, 7-5 over the A's, who've lost 7 straight. Philadelphia won its 5th straight game, 7-4 at Colorado. Kyle Schwarber hit his 17th home run. At Yankee Stadium, Aaron Judge with his 16th. New York beat Texas 5-2. Boston shut out the Mets 2-0. In the NBA's Western Conference Finals opener at Oklahoma City, the Thunder dominated the second half and beat Minnesota 114-88. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 31 points and 9 assists. In the WNBA, Atlanta won 91-90 at Indiana. To the NHL playoffs, Game 1 of the East Final to Florida 5-2 at Carolina, and Kurt Busch was voted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
big benefits at Adams Place.
We have a driver who's here from 8 to 4. He will take you anywhere you need to go.
That's Charlotte Gardner.
It's really a big plus getting around when you do not drive.
Move to Adams Place and leave the driving to us.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111.
On Memorial.
Across from Walmart.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Middle Point Landfill's Mike Klassen.
If you're a citizen in Rutherford County, the cost if Middle Point doesn't exist to you as a taxpayer is going to be at least $200 per household per year. But if you live in the city, because you have free disposal in the city, that number is closer to $400 per household on your property taxes right away.
The garbage that we generate will have to be taken 60 miles upstream, and you'll have to cover the charge. We don't want to be up the creek without a paddle. The answer's here, Middle Point Landfill.
This is a paid legal ad. You've probably heard it a million times. If you're injured, call a lawyer. And you probably haven't because you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take, or even if you have a case. At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we can help, we do so on a contingency basis, which means we only get paid if you do. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS. With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
722 here on the Wake Up Crew from News Radio WGNS.
And now, it's time for Random Questions with your host, John Dinkins.
And it is time for Random Questions. This time we don't have the young whippersnapper with us, Dalton Barrett, but we do have Mr. Likes to talk about his life, Brian Barrett.
I'm just an open book.
Oh, I'm telling you, I can just wait for these these short two-word answers, or maybe one word. Yes, no. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Well, I'm just chomping at the bit here.
I'll try to help you if I can. What's your favorite place just to hang out?
My living room recliner in front of the telly. You're Ladybug in my lap.
You're spending much more time in the living room than you used to. You stayed in your bedroom, didn't you?
Well, that's when there were other people living in my house.
Yeah, getting in your way.
Yeah, now that I'm alone.
Well, you're not alone.
Well, I have a little Ladybug with me.
2 other dogs.
Yeah, they're just around.
And a cat.
No.
Name a famous person you wouldn't mind for a business partner.
Well, I already have a famous person as a business partner. You're
Really?
pretty famous.
Oh, yeah, I'm famous, right? I think they're talking about George Clooney or something like that. I'd like to have George Clooney.
Really?
Yeah, because he's in the wine business. He knows he's smart.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of money.
Yeah. Maybe Michael Keaton.
Oh, he owned McDonald's, didn't he?
Yeah. Ray Kroc.
Oh, here's one. I'm just going to ask it. You don't have to answer it. Do you have siblings? If not, do you want some?
I do have siblings.
I
had 5. Now I just have 3 surviving.
Do you think you're a good judge of character?
I think so.
And you work with me?
Well.
Oh, okay. In a few short words, describe what the word commitment means to you in dating.
In dating?
Mm-hmm. Can you go back that far and remember?
Boy.
No, anniversary, all that.
It's been a long time since dating.
You've been committed.
Yeah. I should be committed. You're talking about like commitment relationship.
Relationship.
It's not like committed in
No.
asylum kind of thing.
Have you ever come to a crossroads in your life, and what were the 2 paths? You could have taken this direction, but you went somewhere else. Did you ever have that opportunity?
Well, it was very early on
I mean, I really did think that my career path when I was in high school, that was the time. Now it's, or maybe earlier on, middle school, early high school, that you have to choose. But I did think that I was going to be kind of maybe an architecture kind of thing. And that's when I found radio. And even during that time, I thought I was going to go to school and maybe be a meteorologist, and I kind of hung out more in radio than that.
Go up another tier, maybe, like in television, maybe? Did you ever have any?
I kind of thought I was going to get into that. I did some TV interning, and I enjoyed it, but I kind of stayed in radio.
And you got married, had kids.
That really ruined. I mean, that really changed my course.
What 3 things do you think of most each day? That's Ladybug, isn't it?
Well, so I guess
you don't go a day by without thinking about it. That's the way I look at it.
So I probably work and the kids, what's going on there. It's probably the main
Ladybug.
things. Yeah.
Wow, what an exciting life. Where's one place you'd never be seen at?
A strip club.
That's what I was saying. I would never be seen at a strip club. I had some friends when I was in high school, late high school.
Uh-huh.
We drove to Nashville, and I didn't know where they were going. Well, that's where they were going.
Oh, really?
And I stayed in the car.
Did you now?
Yeah, I've never been to one. No. Don't plan on being at one.
I don't know why that popped into my head, but it did.
No, it popped in mine quick. How are your manners? Do you say please and thank you?
I try to.
Please? You say please?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I always tried to teach the kids to say that, and yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, things like that.
How do you show hospitality when entertaining guests?
I try not to do that.
Entertain?
Yeah.
Or have guests?
Yes, both of those.
What's the quickest way to make you crazy?
Entertain and have guests over.
Okay.
Wouldn't you think? You know
Would you
me
rather
well enough.
learn fencing or archery? I'm gonna see.
Probably.
Let me. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Archery.
Archery. Yeah, I think you might get hurt fencing.
I'm
knowing you could get hurt in archery.
I'm sure that I would, but I've always thought about archery and trying that out.
Well, that's a look, and that was a quick one.
It really was.
Random questions.
All right, more of the Wake Up Crew ahead.
The Rutherford County Farmers Market Difference.
You want to know what our chickens eat or how our lettuce is grown?
Or maybe about our corn or our maters. Just ask.
Your farmer's right there at the booth. That's the Rutherford County Farmers Market Difference.
John R. Rice Boulevard at the Lane Agri Park, celebrating 50 years.
We're talking with Wanda Copley at the Villages of Murfreesboro.
Sometimes as we get older, we seem to disappear from society. If you want to live in an atmosphere where people care about you and they work to make sure that you are happy, when you walk into the Villages of Murfreesboro, you sense a happy place, I think.
This is Shanda McDaniel at the Villages of Murfreesboro. Come see us, the Villages of Murfreesboro. We're near the Avenue on Willow Oak Trail.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Branches is not only a place to go to find help for mental, emotional, and behavioral issues. Branches Wellness is here to provide help in losing weight and in medication management. Branches believes in body, soul, and spirit, ministry, and care for the whole individual. Branches, the place to turn to find hope and healing in the midst of a hurting and sometimes difficult world. Go to branchescounselingcenter.com or 615-904-7170.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE has a solar expert and energy services supervisor to help its members understand if solar is right for them and help members avoid possible scams from outside parties. Learn more at mte.com/prosolar.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
7:30 our time, Wednesday morning, May the 21, and it is episode 1662 of the Wake Up Crew.
And happy birthday today to John Mitchell, Jane Jones, Joan Barrett, Kim Beaker, and Sam Ringgold. Happy birthday from News Radio WGNS.
That's John, Jane, and Joan. And
That is, yeah.
Birthday club, if you've called or texted in this morning and didn't hear the name here, this is what we came into the morning with. We're feverishly working to get the list all put together. And if you want to add to the list, now's your time. 615-893-1450 for the Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club. Got to get them in now, though.
This is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. If you're ever injured, know that we are here for you, too. Call the Law Offices of John Day.
7:31 now.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Some cloudiness in the region early today. Sunshine for this afternoon. Highs top out near 80 degrees. Winds westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, clouds will be on the increase. Chance for showers developing or building into the area. Lows drop to 58. And then Thursday, slight chance for afternoon showers and storms, and highs warm into the upper 70s. I'm Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 63.
Good morning. It's trying to load up with a little bit more volume on 24 westbound up through the Antioch area. All that traffic flow coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. This time of the morning, as you continue past Bell Road, it's crowded now on 65 south there at Long Hollow Pike with all that traffic coming down through Millersville on 65 through Sumner County as it continues to build on Vietnam Vets westbound there in Conference Drive. Princess Hot Chicken has that live entertainment tonight. It kicks off at 6 o'clock. It's a lot of fun. Check out their website throughout the day as you order online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
A late-night car crash in Murfreesboro, May 17th, led to the arrest of a driver with a troubling history. Just before midnight, a vehicle crashed into a home on Chantera Drive, but fortunately, no one inside was hurt. The suspect fled the scene, prompting a rapid response by local officers. Canine Sergeant Darby quickly obtained a description of the car, which was later spotted on Old Nashville Highway. After a successful traffic stop, Officer Jordan administered field sobriety test and took the driver into custody for DUI. Authorities later discovered outstanding warrants from Smyrna, including felony evading arrest and a prior DUI offense. This arrest underscores the value of swift, coordinated policing in Rutherford County. That same commitment to public safety was on display during a citywide initiative in Laverne. Operation Safe Streets, spearheaded by Laverne Police Chief Christopher Mays, brought together officers from the Laverne Police Department, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Highway Patrol, and the Rutherford County Task Force. The operation targeted dangerous driving behaviors based on community feedback and crash data. Residents reported increased police activity and visibility throughout Laverne as officers enforced laws on speeding, reckless driving, and distracted driving. Chief Mays emphasized the operation's long-term nature and the essential role of community input. Officials promised to continue enforcement throughout the summer, reinforcing a collective goal to make roads across Laverne, Murfreesboro, and the broader Rutherford County area safer. Be sure to check WGNS News daily, twice a day, for all of the latest local news. I'm Brian Barrett, WGNS News.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
First Shot, growing in Christ with life and athletic skills.
So we teach God's Word at everything we do to implant it in them so that they understand that the only way to get through the world is with God on their side.
First Shot founder and executive director Andy Herzer.
Our focus is on our inner city here at Patterson Park.
From academics to athletics, First Shot's focus is toward building a stronger, more courageous spirit to face opportunities and obstacles that our youth confront every day. To find out more about First Shot, go to firstshottn.org.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so that you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. Contact me, Lee Colvin, your Edward Jones financial advisor in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard, or give us a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Need high-quality printing that makes an impact? Look no further than Franklin's Printworks.
We do have a significant presence in Rutherford County as far as print capabilities, booklets, brochures, direct mail, all the time, every day.
That's Jeff Carlton at Franklin's Printworks.
There are a lot of things we do that people don't know about, like large format stuff, banners, blueprints.
Franklin's Printworks delivers precision, professionalism, and unbeatable customer service. Visit printworkstn.com.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
All right, back here on News Radio WGNS, and once again, it is time for us to play the Oldie Friends game. Brian and John here as we play the Oldie Friends game. It's like the newlywed game, but we are not newlyweds, obviously. We have known each other for 40 some odd years.
Well, I admit this game's a little more difficult with just two people.
A little bit.
Here we go.
All right.
This is your question.
Okay.
Okay. What are you afraid people see when they look at you? What are you afraid people see when they look at you?
Let's see.
It could be several things. It doesn't even have to be a person. It could be, what fear or.
Okay. I wrote down gross.
Gross. I wrote Bane from Batman.
Bane from Batman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Here's mine. How do you get in the way of your own success?
How do you get in the way of your own success? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I got it.
All right.
What did you
What
say?
do you got? Oh, critical of myself.
Oh, okay.
Gets in the way of my success because I don't have a high opinion of myself.
I said letting Brian talk you into things.
Oh, I'm giving you a point for that. That's true. That's true. Here's yours.
Okay.
What do you most often look down on people for?
Let's see. Let's see.
Wow.
I got it.
Okay.
I said being haughty or self-absorbed.
Okay, I think I'm gonna give myself a point. You don't like interference by other people. You want to do things. You want to do it. You don't. If you don't think they can do it right, you don't want to share it.
Oh.
Being haughty.
Yeah.
You're not agreeing with me, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I can't read this one. Okay.
It's one of those.
What bridges do you not regret burning? What bridges do you not regret burning?
That's for you?
Yeah. Do you not regret burning? What bridges do you not regret burning?
It's really hard. You're struggling with that one.
Oh. I'll put a controversial answer down. I put churches. Like I've been to a lot of them, and you can't worry about it. You just, you just move on and just look ahead.
Well, I did put a cross.
Well,
I guess that works.
I don't know what it meant, but what you meant by that. But yeah, okay, that's fine with me. Here's one. This is for you.
Okay.
What keeps you up at night? What keeps you up at night?
Okay. Got it. I wrote a lot, but
I did too, to cover it. Ready?
Okay. So I can't shut my brain down, so I'm always thinking about what things could go wrong the next day, especially here. Is everything in the system? Is it going to work right? So all of those things.
Okay, well, I guess I missed it. But I wrote ladybug, your back, your knees, noise, and so on.
Well, it's, yeah.
But it's a lot of things.
All of those things work together and shutting down the old brain. All right, that's the Oldie Friends game today.
Shopping for your DIY projects, odds are at the Habitat Restore.
We got it. If you have a painting project going on, we have plenty of paint supplies. Come see us here at the Habitat Restore. Find it at the Restore. If you need batteries, come to the Restore. We got it at the Habitat Restore.
850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
Remember, we got it today at the Habitat Restore, but it may be gone tomorrow.
We got it, yeah.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
Mike Clausen with Middle Point Landfill.
The cost if Middle Point doesn't exist to you as a taxpayer is going to be significant.
Trash, let's be careful where we throw it away.
The next closest landfill for Middle Point right now is down in Lewisburg.
Garbage that we generate will have to be taken upstream.
That's about $90 per ton of waste to get it there.
Cost to take out the trash will trickle down to local residents and businesses. The answer's here, Middle Point Landfill. We don't need to take our garbage up the creek without a paddle.
Alan Butcher.
Well, the thing I like about Adams Place is that when you come here, you're coming to a complete healthcare system. You start off in independent living, and then if you need additional care, you go to assisted living. And we also have a memory unit and a rehab unit.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111.
Adams Place on Memorial across from Walmart.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Wrapping up the Wake Up Crew this morning, and we are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. And they partner with schools and families to support learning and inspiring young minds. Our friends at MTE proudly serving our community for almost 90 years. Be 90 years next year. Thanks to MTE for powering the Wake Up Crew and WGNS. Good morning to today's Good Neighbor of the Day. Dr. Trey Duke is our good neighbor today, the director of Murfreesboro City Schools. Why, you might ask? Well, he's a great fellow, but he's also the Mid-Cumberland Superintendent of the Year. So does a fantastic job with the system, and congratulations to Dr. Duke on his Superintendent of the Year award. But I know this Good Neighbor of the Day award means much more. You can send in.
You've interviewed him before, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah. He's very good on the radio.
He is. A few years ago when we were TAB finalists, he mailed a little note to us and said, congratulations. I still got it in my office.
We need to have him on the morning show.
Yeah, he'd probably be good.
We need to scale up a little bit, upgrade this show a little bit.
Well, I'm afraid that we might.
A lot of people think this show's we're just a bunch of idiots, but we can have some, higher class people up here.
So have smart people to prove that we're idiots. Yeah, this may be a little below, someone like Dr. Duke.
If he wants to ruin his reputation, I guess he could come on.
So good neighbors, send them in. Text neighbor to our number, 615-893-1450, or WGNSradio.com/good neighbor. The two easy ways to get them in, and we'll take care of the rest.
Time for the dad joke of the day.
Replay.
You know, John, I never thought I'd be the kind of person who'd wake up early in the morning to exercise.
Really?
And I was right.
Replay.
Put a 4 on it.
Put a 4 on it. Done. As Miss Tammy Wynette says. What have we learned today?
I've learned that we talked about Kim Kardashian with her theft of her jewelry. We talked about the alligator that passed away, 80 years old, that was on Happy Gilmore. The first one will not be on Happy Gilmore 2.
Wonder if it's his son.
Well, it might be. They might get, but how would they know? I'm really trying to figure out how they figured out that was the alligator, but, you know, maybe they can identify him.
Maybe they had him in captivity.
Yeah. Glenn Campbell, we talked about that for some reason. We started talking about that along with random questions. And we played,
Oldie Friends game.
Friend game, yeah.
We haven't done that in a while.
We need to redo that again.
More and more.
That was just us, but we need to do it with Dalton.
Yeah.
He used to work here.
Used to?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen him.
His name's still on the opens and stuff.
Well, okay. So he's still on this show.
Beats me.
You don't keep up with your son much, do you?
No.
That's probably
What's his name again?
That's a good way to get along.
Well, that's a little bit about what we learned on the show today. We talked extensively about songs that you might not have known Glenn Campbell was part of.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning even others. But anywhere from Roger Miller to the Beach Boys to the Monkees, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Merle Haggard, the Righteous Brothers. I mean, man.
And he sang with the Beach Boys, too, for about 2 years.
So he was a Beach Boy.
He sang that high part. Yeah. He was a Beach Boy.
He had a pretty wide vocal range, apparently.
Yeah.